Hmm.
And what you just saw is knife, a thing that makes the Roblox Rivals community and is a huge part. But believe it or not, some people have started to hate on knife, and the reasons why is kind of obvious. Now, the first and main reason which I'd like to say is in the thumbnail of this video. It's that most weapons don't get as near as much as attention. If you compare the amount of edits there are to knife or to any weapon in game, even sniper, AR, or if there are edits of people such as people who well deserve respect, such as Slingshot by Swift, you can still see that there is not a single amount which even rivals knife neck to neck. Like the second most would probably be about 40% the number of knife. Now listen, it's not just about the attention to other weapons, it's about how is knife abused. Now take for example weapons such as spear and trowel. Now we're gonna throw maul because maul sucks naturally. We don't have to just do any discussion about this. But you see, trowel, it allows trowel glitch, you can fly, and sure, it's pretty used for that. But compared to knife is still considered the better one over here. Even if you compare spear, the new weapon, it's really not looked at. I've never seen anyone actually use spear. And the thing is that although they may use it for mobility, this and that, no one uses spear for actually dealing decent damage. Now it goes down from just the usage of other weapons to how overused knife actually is. Now listen, thinking logically, people pair up knife with permafrost and grappler. Now grappler is understandable. But weapons such as permafrost makes no sense. You can use shorty and that's better. And due to the new nerf, knife and shorty both suck. Now listen, at the end of the day, knife is kind of abused because although knife requires skill, knife doesn't require something which is majorly important: aim. As much as knife requires skill in movement, Rivals is about two things: movement and aim. And the more you argue, at least knife takes one of those factors up, there's a problem. Although movement is a huge part, Rivals is mainly about aim. Listen, if you can hit all critical headshots with just AR, no matter how good someone's movement is, it won't matter. The reason why? It's because, well, it's just too good. If your aim is good enough to hit 10 critical shots with AR, the second you see the person, then no matter how good your movement may be, it's not that good. It's not gonna work. Now you see, although knife once again requires skill and it doesn't require aim, that's a huge factor here. Only is almost every single weapon in knife about nothing but aim. Damn it, I just lost. Anyways, not only is every single weapon in Rivals except for melee, which is literally melee, and utility, that's utility. It's all about aim. Now you can argue Warper, it's really not about aim, and yeah, sure, that's not about aim. Now you can also argue that maybe Flamethrower doesn't have aim. Yeah, that's an aim. Okay, it doesn't have aim. Distortion, you can argue it doesn't have aim, but distortion still requires some decent aim. Energy pistol, energy rifle actually, that still requires some aim to actually work. No matter which weapon you take, most of the weapons require aim. Now, the reason why knife is a problem is because you see, knife is kind of the main thing. There are multiple and many different loadouts made just for knife, and that's where like the problem begins. If you look at any weapon, there are no multiple loadouts for it. In fact, there's no default loadout for it. For example, sniper, sniper actually, you can argue that hey, a default loadout for sniper is sniper, revolver, scythe, and warhorn. But some people use satchels, energy pistols, they use fists. There's no base for it. But for knife, a base beginner loadout for knife is always the same: bow, daggers, knife, warhorn, satchel. That differentiates. But the problem is that it's usually warhorn, and the thing is, it's kind of just set default. Listen, knife becomes a huge part, and I understand that tournaments, and it makes a part of Rivals. But at the end of the day, if Rivals is about aim, there should be more aim than actually shooting the person than moving around and turning into a tornado.